Hi, I'm Joe Painter, and I am here for a celebration. This is a big deal. It's 10 years, and I can't believe it's 10 years. Can you, Erich Koala?
No, I cannot believe. What are we talking about? 10 years?
The Uptown Band.
Oh, the Uptown
10-year
Band
anniversary?
Yes, yes, 10 years already, and it's hard to believe life, you know, 10 years. I'm 36, almost 37. I know that's young, but boy, the last 10 years of the band have flown by since we started it, so.
Well, we started just a moment ago
Yeah.
with When I Fall in Love.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just sitting here going, wow, wow. So that's where it really started.
Yeah.
When you started playing that saxophone.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, Valentine's Day was 2 weeks ago. I didn't have a date, so I figured that my saxophone is my date, so I might as well play and when I fall in love to it.
Sometimes that's the best date.
Yeah, sometimes.
When you think about it, right?
Sometimes.
So When I Fall in Love, you fell in love actually with the saxophone.
Yep.
At what age? How young were you?
I was about 13. All my friends were in the marching band. My sister was in the marching band, and I decided to take it up. And how many years is that now? 25 years almost later, and it's become my living. After trying to make a living as an accountant, I decided not to do that. I wanted to do music, and here I am.
This is an inspirational story, Erich, because many love music and they will perfect their craft at whatever instrument they choose. And I think in 4th grade often, students are introduced to a musical instrument. But somehow there's almost a, you know, keep your day job.
Yeah.
This is something you enjoy, and you were really able to transition and make this a career.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be able to make a living at this. You know, my parents didn't think I could. I didn't think I could, so I...
Really?
No, I mean, because, and I did all the music stuff in high school, and I started late. I always sang since 4th grade, but then 8th to 9th grade, I decided to pick the sax up, and it was a struggle for about the first 6 months to a year, and then after that, it just came easy to me.
So no, wait, when you first picked it up, it didn't sound like that we were just listening to?
No, that was a week ago I picked it up. No, it was more like, you do one.
But you,
yeah, perfect.
You struggled through that. I'm curious, 10 years ago when you started the Uptown Band, and then we just heard that, and it sounded, you know, you make it sound easy, smooth, wonderful, and it's anything but easy. Did it sound like that 10 years ago?
No, and I'll tell you what really changed for me and my ex-wife at the time, Jenifer. A lot of people don't know that we're not officially together anymore, but we realized that the band was so important to us that we wanted to stay together professionally, and we've actually remained very, very close friends. But it did not sound like that 10 years ago, and what I really think has helped is just performing all the time. There were points when we first started the band, even 12, 13 years ago when I was still with a band called Burning House and the Bobby Mercer Roadshow, we would play a lot of duos and trios, stuff like that, and there was a point for about a 5-year period that we were performing about 200 times a year. And it really...
Who's we at that point?
It was Jenifer Kinder and my singer, obviously, and myself, and sometimes a percussionist or a keyboard player, whether it's Cliff Starkey or whoever, just somebody in our circle. And I'll tell you, it beat me up. It really did. You figure you're playing 200 times a year. It's not like it used to be where bands could come in and set up equipment and leave it there for a month. You know, at the old days in the 80s with the shows, you have to set it up, tear it down. Go on to the next one. Drive 3 hours to the next show, set it up, tear it down, and you know, you develop some back issues and so forth over the years. But from playing 200 times a year, it really just became part of me. And I teach saxophone lessons, so it's always there, and it almost forces me to pick the horn up every day, because a lot of people don't struggle with that. I struggle with practice ethics sometimes.
In that you don't want to?
It's not that I don't want
to.
That's what it is. I don't have the time. I have a lot of stuff going on.
Take me back to you, Jenifer Kinder, Cliff Starkey, Burning House, Bobby Mercer Roadshow. At what point in all of that did the Uptown Band officially start?
Well, when I was with Burning House, I was with them a couple years, and they're still together, and I appreciate all the time that I had with them. When I was with Bob, I really didn't have a chance to front a band. Bob was the fronter. He would talk and do all that, so I would come out and sing my song, whether it's Frankie Valli or whatever it was, with his show band, and I'd go back and be behind, you know, I'd be a side man. And I learned a lot as a side man and watching other people. It's amazing. I think, you know, the best advice I can give to other aspiring musicians is to be a sponge. Sponge this off of that guy, sponge this off of that person. And as you continue to do that, you start to build up your own style, what you do, and you start to build up confidence. But you really, when I was with Burning House, that's when I finally had a chance to be up there myself and be the guy and front the band, talk to the audience, and it came natural to me, and I never thought it would be.
So that was the seed then
Yep.
of starting the Uptown Band?
Yes, that was the seed. Jennifer and I always wanted to have a female vocalist with the band, and at the time Burning House was a 7-piece band with no female vocals, so we started the band. It was sort of a match made in heaven because our performance styles are so different.
Tell me how you do that. I mean, this is kind of inside the Uptown Band. 10 years ago, how do you just start a band?
Honestly, in our basement, we got together, and I had I'd never forget this, I had my minivan, my Dodge Caravan seat that I took out so I could get more.
Are you a soccer mom?
No.
Just joking.
But I had my seat in the back that you take out, you know.
Right,
I didn't, you know, this was back in the 90s, or this was a 90s cargo, or a 90s van, so you couldn't actually go and put it in electronically. You had to actually take it out.
Lift it out.
Yeah, I would do that 10 times a day. Just lift the seat up 100 pounds. Wow. No. But anyway, I was in my basement, and we were sitting there, and we got certain players together that we wanted to start the band with. Mike Schwartz, who was with Burning House at the time on guitar, Lamont Bates, who was with Bunchafunk, and Omer Gatene, who is now in Utah, who was also with Bunchafunk in the past. And we just got guys together. We never auditioned anybody but the trumpet player. And we just got together and we said, what are we going to do here? Who's going to be the band leader? And I felt that I have an accounting degree. I had the business background to do it. And I thought I could market it well. And that's what we did. And we got together, and you just stack it, stack it, stack it. I spent thousands upon thousands of hours emailing people and calling people and telling them that we have this act and I know that you would appreciate what we do. And little by little, one show leads to 2, leads to 4, leads to 8.
Right.
And that's how it began. And
Erich, it's interesting because you're talking about, you got the players, you auditioned a trumpet player.
Yep.
And then you went right to the business of it because that's how it has
everything.
to happen. It's work, it's not necessarily play.
It's work.
Where, though, in that was the decision of this is the kind of band the Uptown Band will be? How would you describe that?
Well, I always wanted to merge, coming from Bobby Mercer's Roadshow, a show band and a funk band and everything in between. My opinion is if you can do everything, whether it's Glenn Miller, Frank Sinatra, Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, originals, which we have incorporated a lot of originals into our shows now. We've charted some songs nationally.
Check it out! Wait, you gotta hear this. You are nominated for Best New Adult Contemporary Group or Duo.
Yes, by New Music Weekly magazine, and we're up there with some cool names. American Authors is up there. Walk the Moon's up there. Also nominated. They had the Shut Up and Dance With Me.
And the Uptown Band.
And the Uptown Band.
Koala and Jenifer Kinder. Yep. That is very cool. And
it's her song. Yep, song that she wrote.
I Can Breathe.
Yes,
right?
I Can Breathe. And we're actually right now, as of February, the end of February here, we're number 5 in the country on New Music Weekly's Hot AC chart against, you know, Taylor Swift and Gwen Stefani.
You're ahead of Taylor Swift and Gwen Stefani. You're ahead of Coldplay.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Can we take a moment and listen to this song?
Yeah, absolutely.
Check it out.
Check it out.
My spirit's been wounded, I've been so consumed, but now I can breathe. I can breathe.
Wow.
That hurt.
I'm sorry.
No, it was perfect.
That's so cool.
It is cool.
Best New Group. That was I Can Breathe.
Yes.
You've written one too that might be the next one to go up, and it's called.
It's called
Sometimes
I Think Too Much. And a funny story about this: you never know when things are going to get written. I'm teaching a saxophone lesson to a middle-aged guy who will remain nameless, Greg Brown. And anyway, he said to me. He was struggling with something, and he said, Erich, sometimes I think too much. And bam, it just hit me. And then I start singing, sometimes I think too much. Clap it. Sometimes I overthink the reasons we're in love.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think too much. Now is it me, and should I feel this way? Baby, what you'd say. And it was about a saxophone lesson when he said that, but I realized that I couldn't make a song about a saxophone lesson. So what else do you make it about? Love.
You know, you just gave away the talked about the inspiration for a song, and it's interesting because you're talking about songs that become very popular and people can relate to and people sing along. And I always think that one of the reasons they become popular is because they resonate with a personal experience, which is why you transferred it to love.
But do you know the greatest thing about writing songs? I never thought I could be a songwriter. But things pop into my head and things pop into other people's heads. And I remember just 2 nights ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and I decided, I heard this song in my head and it was like a doo-wop tune. And Stevie Wonder does this too, not comparing myself to Stevie Wonder. But
why not? You're charting and you're up for
there's only one Stevie. But the cell phone, I picked my cell phone up. I recorded about 25 seconds of it in
the middle of the night.
Middle of the night, about 5:30 in the morning. Yep. Which for me is definitely the middle of the night because I don't get up till 11 every day because I go to bed at 3. But that's how quick something. And then what I always try and do as a songwriter, and Benny Sims from the Groovemasters, who's our producer, what we do is we collaborate. And I need a collaborator because I'm not the best chordal guy. I'm a melody hook guy.
Okay.
And Benny is a great chordal guy, and when we get together, it just flows. And I have no problems saying that I like to write with other people. Some people write by themselves, and some people collaborate, and I love to collaborate.
Do you and Jenifer write together?
We don't. We never have.
But you're able to sing and perform these together.
We're so different in what we write. She's very pop, R&B. Jenifer is all about the lyric, whereas mine is not. Mine is more of the hook lyric and then expanding it from there. She is all about lyrics. She has lyric sheets out the wazoo that I don't have. You know, I need a good lyricist for my songs. That's why Benny and I get together on that.
And that's probably why you are now celebrating your 10th anniversary, because together you bring the pieces that one or the other doesn't have.
Yeah,
so you're complementing each other.
And when I think about, there's a lot, and I'd like to personally say thank you to all our friends and fans out there over the last 10 years. Because again, in the beginning, it's a struggle, but now it's come to the point where things are flowing like a machine. I used to have to email and call people, and now people call us. And that's a great feeling.
Are you ready to start getting on airplanes and traveling all over?
I'm ready.
I am everywhere. Ready. Uptown Band is ubiquitous in this area.
I am ready. And,
Are you?
And Jenifer and I have done a little bit of that. We had one of our songs that I wrote, SJ3, or Waiting for Her, excuse me. Our first release was on Music Choice, on cable TV, smooth jazz, and then we had a lot of airplay on that. We charted on one of the contemporary jazz charts, and we got to travel to Reno a couple times to play at John Escuaga's Nugget, and that was cool. And I love that. I love being able to go out for a couple days and come back. I don't know if I would be able to do a 3-month tour. I guess time will tell. If that's what is in the cards for us, who knows?
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be hard to turn down if that came along.
Absolutely.
You never know. But we all get to celebrate with you. You're staging an event for your anniversary?
We are. 5 years ago, I decided to, we weren't working that much. This was at the point where everything started to change, where things really started to take off, but it was a March in 2010, I think. And I decided, you know what, we're not working much, why don't we throw a show? And just to give back to our friends and fans. And I thought, you know, what better way to do it than to bring in popular local bands, the Groovemasters, who feature Cliff Starkey and Benny Sims. They've played all over the country. Cliff was just on the Rachel Ray show.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of talent here in Berks County. So between the Uptown Band and the Groovemasters, and that year I had Mr. Hand, which was an 80s band. And I try and select a different group every year and keep the Uptown Band and the Groovemasters as the permanents on this show. But it's really evolved. The first year we had about 600 or 700 people, and in the last couple years we're drawing about 1,000 people every year, and we charge $12 a head.
That's it.
That's it. This is a way to give back.
Really don't miss it, because this band is on the move. You guys, there's a constant progression forward and upward.
We're trying.
So while we can take advantage of this opportunity, when is it?
It's on Friday, March 25th. It's always on Good Friday. And I also want to say this year, and it runs from 7:30 to 12:30.
Where?
At the Crowne Plaza in Wyomissing.
Okay.
Tickets can be purchased off of me. If you just go on theuptownband.com, you can get tickets on there, and just email me and I will let you know how to do that. Reserve tickets have pretty much sold out at this point. We have about 400 reserved, and then we'll have about 400 seats for general admission. But I also want to make sure to say this, for our 10th anniversary, we are having a special customized Uptown Band 10th anniversary guitar made by Dave Lewis. And he is
kidding
no,
me.
it's going to be cool. And we're going to raffle it off that night. And for those that don't know, our good friend Alyssa B., who was with the Groovemasters, passed away of cancer last year, about 4 months ago, and we're going to be giving all the proceeds from the guitar raffle to her new scholarship foundation with the Reading Musical Foundation.
What a tribute.
Yep. So tickets will be $5 that night per raffle ticket, and we're just going to pull one out at the end of the night, and whoever gets the ticket is going to win the guitar.
That
and
is
it's
cool.
Customized, and it's neat, and we'll make sure to get pictures because it's a one of a kind.
And I think it really speaks to the community and the network of musicians and support that everybody has for one another.
We
so
do.
It's Bunchafunk, it's the Groovemasters, and it's the
Uptown Band, and then filling in between sets will be our good friend DJ Bob Tier of the Party People, keeping them going. And it's a dance party. It's just a good time, and just everybody gets together, enjoys themselves, and this is for our family and friends that have supported us for 10 years here in the Berks County area. And we thank you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
We thank
thank
you
you. Thank
for
you, Joe.
bringing us the music
Thank you.
and the good times. Thank you
Don't
so
hit
much.
me like that again. That hurt.
I said, oh, man,
I'm not messing with
do
you.
it.
I'm not messing with you, Joe Painter.
Erich Koala. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
My soul